Two snakes are introduced as the film opens. One is a white snake and the other is a green snake. Both are sisters. At this moment, they appear too young, but they have been around for more than 1,000 years. The white snake's name is Susan. Both of them have the ability to transform into humans. One day, a guy named Shu Shen is spotted by both snakes on the mountains. Shuxian was eating the flowers on the mountains, and both snakes were surprised that humans eat flowers. In truth, Hashian had come here with his pals in quest of herbs. In the meantime, when Shu Shen is making his way through the mountains by himself, a green snake appears there in the appearance of a snake. This makes Shu Shen dread that her Susan will flee the mountains and tumble into a river. When Susan the white snake saw this, she felt awful for Sushi. As a result, Susan changed into a human and dove into the river, where she gave Zuxian her breath and saved his life. Susan departs after helping and rescuing Shuxing. When Shuxian awakens, he discovers his friends around. He asks one of them where the girl who saved his life is, but they respond that it was all in his mind. The temple master and his colleagues were planning to attend a festival that was being held in the town that day as well. They question whether monsters would be about to kill people while taking herbs during this event. Because of this, Shu Xin is traveling there while also bringing the temple master and his associates. On the other hand, the white snake Susan is missing that moment a lot after giving Shu Shen her breath and after assisting him. She breathed for Suzian, and by doing so, she was able to preserve his life. Suzian was constantly on her mind. Susan tells her sister the green snake that she has to meet the man to whom she gave breath and saved his life since she has actually begun to love sushi. So they both attend the local festival as well. The master and his friend arrived here that same night fully prepared to battle those creatures because they were aware that they may attack humans at any time. During the event, the green snake meets the master's friend since the green snake loved him. She wanted to be friends with him, but the master's companion says, "I can't talk to you right now because I've come here to catch those monsters who are about to harm human beings." But he doesn't realize that the girl who is going to be his friend and who is talking to him is actually a monster. Meanwhile, when the green snake sees Chusin, she approaches him and tells him that my sister loves him and wishes to see him. Sushian responds, "I don't know your sister," and then refuses to see his sister. As a result, the green snake jumps into the river, and the boat in which Huxian was in is pushed to his sister. Susan tells Sushian that she loves him as he approaches her. When Susan hears Suzian remark, "I love someone else, but I don't know who that person is. She saved my life by giving me oxygen," she quickly realizes that he is talking about her and that he loves her just as much as she does. To persuade him and help him realize it was she he loved and who had saved his life, Susan once more gets him in the water. Susan was now clear that she is that girl. At this time, the master's companion spots some monsters, so he begins bravely competing with them. However, during the battle, one of the monsters bit the companion of the master, prompting him to call for help. Meanwhile, the master arrives and competes with the monsters, taking them into hell and killing them, thereby burning them. The following day, Susan visits Sushin at his home. Suzian is overjoyed to find her there, and they soon begin living together and planning their wedding. One monster bit the master's companion during a competition with monsters on that festival day, and as a result, the master's companion began to change into a monster day by day. This upset the master's companion, and he is now about to commit suicide in a desolate area because he fears that if he continues to change, he will endanger humans. The green snake approaches him as he is doing this, urging him not to do it. The master's companion responds, "I am becoming a monster gradually. I can't become a risk to humans, so that I want to commit suicide and want to stop my life." When the green snake realized that she had been telling him the truth, she displayed her snake tongue and said, "If you want to become a monster, there is no problem with that. I am also a monster." Following that, we see the master leaving towards the village. He notices that there were individuals who fall victim to the monsters. Since these people were in peril and were having trouble, he decided to aid and save them. Susan used to manufacture herbs, but she was aware that the creatures that had attacked them were quite strong and hazardous to them, so they couldn't be healed just by herbs. As a result, Susan takes those herbs by mouth in to help her husband Susie and to save those people's lives. Susan had a mouse buddy who told her, "What are you doing? You're providing your breath even though you know that this is no less of a risk for you. By offering your breath strength, you will become weak." But Susan had to aid her partner and those others since she had a duty to do so. The villagers appear to be improving and returning to normal when Susan gives them the herbs he has created. When the master sees that, he is surprised since he knew that those individuals would never be cured regardless of what, but when he now sees them improving, he is astounded and unable to comprehend anything. He then asks as to whether anybody else joined you in creating these herbs, to which Shusin responds, "Yes, my wife assisted me in creating these herbs." The master was aware that his wife is a monster rather than a typical human being. Susie is given a holy knife by the master as protection. The master then confronts Susan, telling her, "Why are you doing that? being a monster. You married a human, and you live like a human with humans, but for now I am not saying anything to you and leaving you because you are a good monster. You must leave Susan alone and go, otherwise the outcome will not be good and I will kill you." Saying that, the master leaves the room. When Susie returns home at night, he brings wine with him. This wine has a cure that prevents the poison from spreading when the snake bites, but because Susan was a snake herself, Susie feels strange after drinking the wine, and her condition worsens, so she locks herself in a room. Susan repeatedly asks her, "Why are you doing this? Are you angry at my words?" But Susan cannot contain herself and transforms into a snake to grab Susan. When the master arrives, they are both facing each other when Susan stabs her with the holy knife that the master had given him because he was unaware that the white snake was his wife. After being hurt by that knife, the white snake returns to her sister, the green snake, because since Susan was hurt by that holy knife, she will always remain a snake. Susan asks the master, "Where has my wife gone?" The master replies, "In actuality, that white snake was your wife. You had married a snake whose age was more than 1,000 years. The mouse, Susan's buddy, tells him that there is a certain plant that can restore her life, but that it is dangerous to obtain because of the presence of monsters in that area. Still, Susan goes there and bravely obtains that plant, but he is soon possessed by those monsters, prompting all of the master's associates to work together to save him. Susan is given that plant by the mouse, and it saves her life. Once more, when she recovers, she could assume a human shape. Susan fights the master and his associates because she believes they intend to remove her from the sushi. Sushi is brought there by Susan. Susan was asked whether he was well, but he had lost all memory and was unable to recall anything, even his wife. Susan tells the master, "What have you done with my husband Sween since he has forgotten me?" After a while, Sween recalls everything and returns to normalcy. However, because Sween was a monster, as a result of his power, the master constructs an old home and keeps Susan inside it for all eternity. It was impossible for Susan to escape from that house. However, Sween spends his entire life waiting for his bride outside of that building. The master's companion has also turned into a monster, but he is a kind monster who has stayed with the monster for all of his life. Thanks for watching my video. Please, like and subscribe for more.